Hi, welcome to day number 37 in our Route 66 journey through the Bible. We're in Leviticus. We'll be talking about Leviticus chapter uh, 13 and 14, just two chapters, and this deals with some of the laws and restrictions and the cleansing of skin diseases and mold. Skin diseases. Leviticus chapter 13, God gives some instructions on how the priests are to identify and handle skin diseases. That's one of the jobs of the priest. If you got some kind of a skin ailment, they were to look at it and see how serious it was. It could be leprosy. It could be what we would know as maybe eczema or some other kind of rash, possibly even poison ivy. So they would be the priests were kind of the doctors, and they would see the symptoms and determine if if it's serious enough that that person needed to be quarantined. And so they would go away for a little while, not be around other people so it wouldn't be contagious. And then they would come back and then they would have an inspection again to see how serious it was. If they were still considered unclean, they were supposed to live outside of the camp. They're supposed to move away. So it would not be contagious. And in this chapter 13, similar rules had to do with mold or mildew. You know, isn't it amazing how some of these laws that God said way back then, we can look and say, you know what? We do the same thing. When somebody's sick, we don't want them to be around people. If they're really, really serious, we need to have them in the hospital where they can be taken care of. You see black mold, you see mold, you clean it off. If it comes back, if it gets serious, you need to just get rid of that wood and get brand new wood. The lesson from this chapter is that sin spreads like a disease or like mold. If you don't deal with it, it will take over. You know, some sicknesses you just got to give it time. It's going to go. Some you better deal with it. You better handle it. You better take care of it, or it's going to take over. Sin is like that. You can't mess around with it. You can't play with it. You got to get rid of it. And that's why the New Testament reminds us that if we confess our sins, that's how you take care of it. He is faithful and just. God is. God is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. That's how you deal with sin. You confess it to God that it is sinful. You turn from it and ask for his help, and he will forgive you. If it continues, you need to take more drastic measures and remove anything that would be causing that sin. So that's Leviticus chapter 13. Now, Leviticus chapter 14, it continues on about the cleansing of the skin disease and the mold. God provided a way of healing and restoration for a person or for a home that desires to be clean. Once it's clean, this is how you handle it from there. They were to bring a sacrifice, go through a purification process, washing and cleaning. This symbolized that God can restore anything that is clean. Anything that's sin has messed up. God always provides a way for healing and restoration, whether it be a sinful act or whether the restoration is a relationship. We turn to him, ask his help. He provides a way to get back. That's the lesson. God always wants us to come back. So those are some good chapters. Some of them, again, they can be tedious. A lot of it doesn't apply to how we live our life, but I think you can see some parallels. So it's some interesting reading today. Enjoy your